Hey guys, this is Faith Hunter and welcome to Spiritually Fly Sequences. Today's Spiritually Fly sequence is not a sequence. We are only going to focus on one posture. We are going to focus on handstand. Handstands are all about tapping into your inner power and your inner strength, which of course is about your third chakra. So stay connected, stay tuned, and let's fly, float, and get fierce in handstand.
Mais moi je l'aime comme ça, moi je l'aime comme ça, hey, je la désire comme ça, moi je veux vivre comme ça, être à ses côtés tout le temps, la prendre dans mes bras.
Hey guys, so let's talk about handstand. The first thing you want to think about handstand, foundation. That means that you have to establish a very strong, steady, and solid foundation in order to find your way into it. That means your hands. The palms of your hands, the fingers must be engaged. Spread the fingers really wide. Not too wide, not too close, just right so you can feel the energy flowing into the tips of your fingers as well as your knuckles and the lightness in your palms. Now once you start to spread your hands wide, you want to make sure that your alignment comes into play, right? The alignment is so key. So you want to make sure your hands and your wrists are shoulder distance apart. You don't want them too wide, nor do you want them too close. You want them just right, just as you would have in your downward facing dog. Now the other thing that's so important, the arms, right? You want to feel a wrapping and hugging of your triceps. So one thing I usually like to do, I like to have my students grab a block, and if you don't have a block, you can use a book or something that kind of looks like a block at home. Place the block between your palms. Take the block over your head. Press your palms into your block and feel the triceps start to wrap in. Now once the triceps start to wrap in, relax your shoulders. That's what you want to feel, a wrapping and hugging of your triceps as well as your forearms coming in towards each other. So how do you find this when you are in your downward facing dog? You have your solid foundation, your palms are shoulder distance apart, dropping into your downward facing dog. Your legs are going to straighten. You're going to take your arms, bend your elbows slightly, let them flare out to the side, and then wrap your triceps in. So now your elbows are still slightly bent, but they're pointing towards your shins. And then begin to straighten your arms. The next thing that's key, dristi. So when you're first learning your handstand, you want to make sure that you find something to focus on and your eyes aren't dancing all over the place. So initially, keep your dristi right there towards the front of your mat, slightly in front of the tips of your fingers. And that's a sweet place. You don't put any strain on your neck. The next thing, the core. Firing up that third chakra. You want to feel your belly button draw inward towards your spine and feel this nice lift. When I'm teaching some of my classes and my workshops around the world, I usually encourage people to think about our corset. You want to think about your body being wrapped in this old age corset. Wrap it up, hug it in, and then think about your friend behind you tying it up, zipping you up in that corset. So you want to feel also the rib cage start to hug in, the belly button suck in really, really, really tight. Nice, strong, solid core. The next thing, the badonkadonk, the bus stop booty. You must get it up and over your shoulders. How do you do that? Foundation, alignment in the arms, wrapping and hugging, engagement in the core, boom, you have this nice lift. Now, in order to feel your way into this, you also have to feel some connection into your legs to get your hips up and over your shoulders. The legs are extremely important. You want straight, strong legs. So let's come into our downward facing dog. Straighten the legs. Lift your right leg up. You don't want an outward rotation, no stacking of the hips here. You want inward rotation. So you want that right thigh inwardly rotating towards the center line of your body in your downward facing dog. I'm going to hop my base foot in a little bit. And then as I straighten both legs for the moment, I'm going to flex my top leg. You can also floint it. Yeah? So Ken, Barbie. Ken, Barbie. That's what I usually tell people. Then this base leg, you're going to rise into the ball of your foot. And as you start to learn this, right, you just want to slightly float. So everything's engaged, triceps are wrapping, your foundation solid and steady. You're going to shift your dristi forward, draw the belly in, rise onto the ball of your base foot, bend the leg, and lift. Nice. Let's take it a few more times. Everything's engaged, dristi's forward, belly's in, rise into the ball of your base foot, give a slight little bend in that leg, and lift. One more time. Hugging it all in, right there to the center line of the body. Feel that core engage, and we lift. Guys, so I'm going to share one more little tip. We kind of have our foundation solid and set, right? You know how to align your arms, you're spreading your fingers properly, you're feeling that engagement of your core. The hips are starting to slowly shift over your shoulders, but you're not quite finding your hang time. Here's my little tip. It's called the knee tap. That means my base foot is actually going to tap the knee that is my lead leg up in the sky. Helps me find a little hang time, helps me stack the hips over the shoulders, and then feel that engagement and lift in my core. Here we go. Here's my personal little knee tap. So you're going to come into your downward facing dog, spread the fingers wide, begin to straighten your legs, walk your feet in about halfway. Remember, you have this base leg, you're going to rise into the ball left foot. You're going to lift your right leg up into the sky, feel the inward rotation. You're going to take your dristi down slightly past the front of your mat. The fingers are spreading, you feel the tips of your fingers really engage, the knuckles engage, you feel the triceps hug in. Here we go. You're going to rise into the ball of your base foot, bend the knee, and tap. Ooh, hang time. One more time, or maybe a few more times. Here we go. Hug it in, draw the belly in, and tap. Last one. Inward rotation, flex or point your foot, Ken, Barbie, rise into the ball of the base foot, hug and tap. Maybe you straighten your legs, maybe you hold here, take a couple of breaths, and then you release. There you go, guys. That is your handstand. So those are some of my personal tips, not all of them, because you have to, of course, find out more about my stuff, all my tips, all the things that I share when you attend one of my workshops. Thank you so much, guys, for following me here on YouTube. Stay connected, because later this month I'm going to share some of the key core work that will help you feel the power, feel the strength in your core to assist you in finding that lightness and lift into your handstand. Thank you so much. Continue to get spiritually fly. Namaste.